Just want to give it a second. Hey, Facebook Live. Just want to give everyone a really good shout out. And again, if you catch this later on, then from the day that you see this, I appreciate you taking your time watching this. And if you have a chance to watch this live, I appreciate you taking your time to see this. Hey, Jazz, thanks for the love, of course. And I appreciate all of you. And today I want to talk about disappointments, false expectations, when you want things to go one way but it didn't. Has that ever happened to you where you wanted that person, that spouse, but you ended up breaking up? Or you wanted that job, but it just didn't fall through? Or you just wanted something great to happen into your life and it just doesn't seem to be manifesting? I call that disappointment. And disappointment happens to all of us, happens to every day. It doesn't matter what level you're on. You're always going to reach some type of disappointment. Something that you wanted, something that you were holding on to, something that you were gripping, and it just seemed to fall through. And if this happens to you, it happens to me, it happens to everybody. But there is a way to get past it. And there is a way to get through it, which I like to call the 48-hour rule. I've actually been using this since I was in young age. It's something that I always kept in my back pocket. I don't know where I learned it, but it was just something I've utilized that helped keep me sane through the hard times. And what it is the 48-hour rule. And what the 48-hour rule is for 48 hours, I get to dwell and feel the emotions that I felt. I get to feel the disappointment. I get to feel the grief. I get to feel the hurt. I get to feel the lack of expectation. I get to feel it, because shoving it down only helps it manifest in different places, in ulcers, in bad health, and bad relationships, and arguments, and sabotage, and things popping up out of nowhere. So for those 48 hours, I get to feel that disappointment. But I make a deal with myself. After that 48 hours, it's back to the mission. It's back to the grind. It's back to the journey. So for 48 hours, I stay in that just emotion. Sometimes it doesn't have to be 48 hours. You just have a max time. It could be 10 minutes. It could be 15 minutes. It could be an hour. But get yourself to feel it. Punch the pillow. Kick the wall. Curse out a little bit. It's fine. Get that emotion out of you. But after your max time of 48 hours, 2 days, you're back to the mission. You're back to the grind. You're back to the purpose. You're back to getting things better. Learning from the mistake. Learning from the disappointment. But not holding on to its meaning. Just in a place where you could say, you know what? This happened to me. And even though I don't like it, there might be some silver lining to it. And start exploring that. But give yourself that max time. What happens, what leads to, I believe, in my own mind, depression, is the momentum of that feeling of disappointment. Letting it pass that 48 hours to 72 hours, 96 hours, for a week. Then maybe turns to 2 weeks, maybe turns into a month, maybe 3 months. And then something you're harboring for years. When you could have just said, you know what, for these 48 hours, I'm going to feel that disappointment. I'm going to feel that hurt. I'm going to feel that lack of expectation. But after that max time, then I'm fully on my mission. Because when you give yourself that gap, you're allowing yourself to feel the pain. So you're not scolding yourself. You're not saying, man, I shouldn't feel bad. I know I got to think positive. I know I got to be happy. But sometimes you can't always be in that place at that moment in time. So you allow yourself to feel it. And it's okay, because sometimes that anger, sometimes that angst, sometimes that hurt, sometimes that grief could turn into momentums, could turn into a drive, could turn into, I'm never going to let this happen to me again. So it's fine to feel it, but give yourself a gap, a max time to say, okay, after these 48 hours, it's over. There's no more thinking about the past. It's now steady on the future, and start adding things to your future so the past seems even more smaller. Because the more I start adding things into my life, I said, okay, well, here's the problem. Okay, how can I make steps toward the solution of my problem? Because the more I'm taking steps toward the solution of the problem, the more the problem gets further back away from me. So the further the problem is, the more I'm focused. I stay my focus on the mission, the things that's going to get me there, the steps This little bit steps is going to get me to where I need to be. But first, I got to feel it. I got to say, you know what? That sucked. that did not go the way I expected it to, man. That hurt. That really did hurt. And it's okay. And let myself feel that. Let myself feel that disappointment. So I could finally just let it go and say, oh, all right, I felt it. That didn't change anything. All right, I felt disappointed. I felt the hurt. I felt the pain. Didn't change anything. Okay, now start to take the little steps. Start to take the little steps. Start adding things into the increments to make things better. Because the more time you sit in that space, the more it starts to compound on you. So you have to start compounding out by taking more steps, taking more actions towards different things. It doesn't matter what it is, but different things towards the solution of that problem. And that will put the past behind you. Again, I appreciate it. I really feel this will work out for everyone. I've been using the 48-hour rule for years. 48 hours, feel the pain, and let it go. And once you can let go, and let God, that's when things start to manifest back into your life. Again, I appreciate everyone taking your time to watch this. This is Rich Fontaine. Either you could agree with me or not agree with me. But either way, I feel that this was a successful conversation. Namaste.